No, yo,
She gonna let me know, she gonna let me know, she gonna let me know.
scared of the plane, it's
Yeah,
clapping.
it's true, let me know now. Got me feeling yo, show me now.
Wow,
Tell me, I want me,
oh, it's clapping, yeah.
I want me in the.
Oh, sway.
You don't want me anymore.
Yeah.
Getting into your time is now.
No.
What you gotta say to me?
It's clapping, yo.
Now you cheated all your life. Never again I understand.
No.
That's why you're not one for me.
Plane,
They call me, want me for me. Gotta get you, bring me, want me now. You make me, treat me like me.
No.
What I gotta make you do it now. Get out, make your mind. Get out.
you don't want two niggas to flow. I will never find them big kisses slow. You will never pee, I will never keep. Get another vision with the club in your ground knee. So I did a thing, no pain. I just want me to roll. You gotta make sing a thing. Oh, yeah.
They call me, want me for me. Gotta get you, bring me, want me now. You make me, treat me like me. What I gotta make you do it now. Get out, make it. Get out, make your mind. Get out.
Let's go ahead and get started here. Let's check out this new update. See what all the hype is. Let's see what we got. So we'll do our usual. We'll start with the easy stuff, do one pass around, and then work our way back around again. Oh, hi, Box. I just go in order, but I'll get to that. Don't worry, this is the next song on the list. Also got new shoes. We're breaking in new shoes today. Which is always kind of a weird feeling, because my feet are adjusted for my current shoes. It's a good one. That's a good one. Perfectly good 12.
Absolutely perfect! Next stage.
Yeah, that one's just really nicely balanced. Good pacing. Song ends when it should, doesn't overstay its welcome. I think these will be like my only two like no bar songs today that I don't really feel like playing much no bar today. Probably should have my speed a little slower here. So it's very interesting that Osen did all singles charts, and it looks like he didn't do anything else before he left the team. So Sonny took over and did doubles. Weird ticks. I kind of get what he was doing there. That was a little weird. That's pretty good. Maybe easier on the 14 side, but it's pretty good. Well, that's the thing, like, things are going to start sounding more and more and more samey as you play more and more, and especially as you pull in talent from other places. And honestly, this is about as good as you'll get as being, like, kind of sounding like other things, but still having its own distinct style. And I'm okay with that.
Next stage.
The pacing of the song is more important, and thankfully the pacing of this is good because it stops when it needs to. Alright, we'll come back for the other part here. So Apocalypse. Alright, we're just gonna borrow everything else at this point. Especially as I get these shoes broken in. They're a little slipperier than my shoes right now. The other shoes. Appreciate the art a lot in this song. Like, Art and Ken's songs are usually very good. This one, like, just really stands out for some reason with the characters. Like, I think ever since we added Sierra to the team, they've got a pretty nice character style for anything they work on. I don't have any actual information on who Sierra is, though, but I'm glad they're here. Yeah, a perfectly good chart. We'll do the double for that and then we'll move on.
Game over.
The apocalypse. Gotta remember, it's right next to the side. We've got the two Hyun songs right next to each other. So I guess this was planned pretty early too.
막다른 곳에 갇혀 헤매는 것을 길을 잃고 사라지는 너의 잔상 희미의 지식들을 손에 쥐어서 붉은 산의 운명이 너를 조여와 나의 시간은 돌아와 정말 다 사라질 테니
Nice. Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one.
Absolutely perfect. Wow, new record. Next
Definitely
stage.
just a nice, solid Hyun song. That'll be fun to play. Alright, moving on for now. Still have two more originals, I think. Got Demon of Lapras that I'm playing after. It's actually surprising how few charts there are. Like, I feel like this is mostly a Nimgo thing, where Nimgo usually doesn't add that many charts to songs he works on. Now, the quality of them is usually very good, but he just makes less. I guess he's into the less is more situation these days, like that philosophy. Anyways. This song grew on me. I didn't know what to expect from this song, hearing it the first couple times, but this one kind of grew on me, having just a nice rave style. And it's also nice to get an original that is below 140 BPM for once. Because I feel like that's been incredibly rare these days. it's also another song that ends before it gets too repetitive, like, which is good that way. Yeah, but a lot of that was really appealing to JP Market getting started, so they wanted to add a lot of charts for that stuff. Nimgo usually hasn't done that in recent years. He usually does less. Especially K-pop doubles. Like, he almost never makes anything on doubles below 15 anymore. Like, I think, what, Queen card starts at, like, D17 or something? Or 16? Yeah, like, even K-pop stuff, he just, like, he does not make low-level K-pop anymore for double. It's a little weird. That's his choice. Alright, let's try this. This is probably going to be a significant jump from the S10. So it's probably going to be more based on movement. Let's have a look. I do agree on that. Singles is generally fine. There are some people who struggle more, though. But doubles especially has been... doubles especially has been kind of bad in that regard. Like, yeah, things got downgraded, or, well, they got uprated over the last couple games. And that's fine, reevaluating where everything is. But they haven't really done much to replace a lot of those. And that's a lot of community things, because a lot of players tell players to not start doubles until they've already done, like, singles in the mid-teens. It's kind of late to start. Like, for a game that, like, really focuses on doubles compared to others, we've kind of gotten to the point where we're not telling people to, like, start earlier. And that kind of reflects into we don't have choices anymore because nobody plays them apparently. So they don't bother, which is kind of a problem we need to fix. Also, this is a nice... That's fine. I wish that wasn't so many ticks at the end, but otherwise it's a good chart. Yeah, and that's like, that's the thing is like, we don't teach them early enough. And that's like the biggest stumbling point, like you said, learning how to read the middle four. That's hard for people when they start. So there's a lot of things that could be fixed in that regard.
Game over.
And I just kind of wish we, I just hope the team addresses that a little bit more seriously next game. Especially now that you have 11 step artists on the team now. Like, somebody can spare some time to write some lower doubles. That's how it is because it's really zoomed in. So the thing is, like, my webcam is all the way in the corner back there. I've like just cropped it. I don't have like an actual zoom feature on this camera. It's always been like that. That is actually in focus because I turned focus off so I can actually use 60 FPS. Like, this is how it really has always been. Anyways. Alright, I guess I'm gonna put Box to sleep with this one because he told me he does not like Glimmer Gleam. It's unfortunate because I like Glimmer Gleam. I haven't seen any charts for this other than the highest ones. So we're gonna see what Spam did for him. It's interesting, they gave Spam 2 Dolan songs this game. Like, they're definitely trying to, like, branch out with Dolan, since usually that was Windforce's job. problem with the chart, but that's an 11. I think going back to the ratings thing, Sam is kind of the worst about it with rating lower things. I like him, and sometimes his style fits. Like, this fits fine as the chart, but that is an 11. That is not a 13. Hi, customer. Thank you, ma'am. I hope you're doing well. Like I said, the chart is fine for what it is, but that is not a 13. That is an 11. Maybe an easy 12 at the most, especially when you compare to the other 12s we just played. There's no way that's as difficult. There's no way that's harder or even as difficult as 4 and T. And even Apocalypse was rated an 11, and that's harder. So, like, I love Sam to death. Don't get me wrong, I love the dude. He's great. He's friendly, he's great. He does a good job as a whole with the work that he does in the game. Somebody still needs to check him and be like, hey, these ratings need to be fixed. That's fine. Like a single isolated 16th note like burst and 11 or 12, that's fine. Like, if they don't boost the difficulty too much, that's fine. We used to do that a lot more. The thing is, like, as we've kind of streamlined the charts, we do that a lot less, so the moment they actually happen, they seem out of place now. This is probably going to be more of the same, but at least they'll have some movement, so. This BGA is so cute, by the way. Like, definitely something that leaves a good impression. And out of all the BGAs for songs in this patch, this is probably the one that fits best with originals. Because the only other one I think of that like really magically fits to like convey the song as best it can is Spooky Macaron. And that's a very specialized song to begin with. The others are good too, but this one like has a lot of character. Not a 14. Like, also fine, but not 14.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! Next.
Take it down at least one, maybe even two. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, middle six complexity, so it's not going to be much harder than single in that regard. It's fine. But we need to dial in these ratings next game. Hey, Paperboy. Yeah, that's why I decided to wait today. I didn't really want to play yesterday, like, before I went to work. Because the update came out Wednesday night, so I'm at work when that happens. Thursday, I'm like, you know, I want to try and at least get audio recorded that I need to do. Because I like having a copy of the originals on my end for playlists and such, and other stuff. And I hadn't done Rise things, so I took care of that. So yesterday was that, so I figured, let's play today. We'll come back to that. We've got plenty of time. But let's move on for now. So we've got 3 other songs. I don't know what those songs are. And by that, I mean I like almost never play them. Because I hate playing solos these days. Well, let's say I hate playing really long pulls the most. Unless there's like really a good reason for me to. Okay, a great chart and actually properly rated, which leaves me the question, why is this and Glimmer Gleam the same difficulty?
Absolutely perfect!
Spam.
Wow!
The charts are good, but they're nowhere near the same in difficulty. Especially when this is faster, more dense, and has more turns. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna start blaming EXC as the manager. Be like, dude, put your foot down and be like, here, this needs to be this rating.
Game over!
Well, most people found Endless Run harder, like easier. That's why they booked it down to 20, and now it's back in Phoenix. And just think of it this way: you have nothing but run charts now. There are no Nimgo charts for Gargoyle. I mean, I can yell at him in the server. I can lovingly yell at him. Hi, Ellie. Yeah. Or at the very least, I can yell at MVTick to yell at EXC. Not actually yell, but I'd be like, hey, can we please like implement this? Anyways. That chart was good. I don't really care for the song just like having a fade out like that. So it's kind of one of the weaker songs of the update for me. But the chart was good. It's kind of unfortunate we don't have an actual BGA. Like, I wish we did. Like, it would have been really cute. That's a great chart. That's probably one of the best D15s we've had in a while. Very interesting. Good on the movement, very appropriately paced.
Absolutely
That's a good one.
perfect.
It's themed in a good way.
Wow. New record.
Hey, Regent. Hey, Woker. I don't like having just the back, like the title card in the back, because I think that just honestly makes it look worse. Hey, Turtles.
Next.
Yeah, like that was like the biggest complaint we had about battle number 1. We're like, what the hell? Like honestly, I would rather use a stock BGA. I would prefer an actual BGA, but if we're gonna have one or the other, I would rather have a stock BGA than just slap the title card in the background.
8-bit has stopped BG since forever.
Which one? 8-bit, yeah. Well, that's because it was never really meant to be used, and we just kind of threw stuff at it eventually. I say eventually as if it wasn't one game later, but still. Yeah, it's fine. You're allowed to have that opinion. I'm also allowed to have mine. Alright, 2 songs left. People have been raving about this one, but I don't really like the song because it feels a little too monotonous with its instrumentation. That being said, it is nice to see Sobrum do something outside the styles I already know. BTA is also very good, so I give that a pass in that regard. Chart is good. Song is so monotonous. Oh.
Absolutely perfect.
I guess it's the vocals in Seize My Day that turn people off the most. I think it's the vocals in Seize My Day that people hate. But yeah, it's just like there was more variety in Seize My Day. People love Spooky Macaron though, even though I feel like it's like really monotonous, especially when the end is the same as the beginning, and then the entire like stretch in between that is the same thing aside from one little mini break for 10 seconds. Yeah.
Vocals make everything better. Except Console Shinja.
No, Let Them Move would disagree with you there. So anybody that does not know Let Them Move from DDR, that was pretty much just like a throwaway song, and artists had even asked Konami to be like, hey, we don't really want this in the game anymore, and they put it in anyways. It's pretty agreed on as being one of the worst songs in all of Bomani, which says a lot considering like what early Beatmania and stuff could be. Yeah, well, we can talk about that because we had licensed Seize My Day during Infinity, and we had like a time contract at the time, just like we did with like all our other songs. So once that time ran out, AM has to be like, okay, we need to reevaluate this contract and see if we want to relicense it. And the choice ended up being no because I think song reception overall just wasn't that great. But I don't know, we got a spin-off and 2 main games worth of time with it, especially since the second of those games was 3.5, 4 years, so not too bad, all things considered. But I definitely do not expect to see it again. Ever. Anyways. Check this one out. What's the last one? I think just Doof Senk is last. And shortcuts, but we'll get to those another time. Good chart. About as good as you can make for that song.
Absolutely perfect!
I liked Disco Dancer. I kind of wish I made more charts for it, because I only did the easy charts for Disco Dancer. But I enjoyed that song. Even if it was a little repetitive. It was a nice feel. It was a good fit for the game.
Game over!
Yeah, but considering how long it's been, we're really not getting Infinity stuff at this point. Like, it just kind of has to stay in the past at this point. Like, we had Fallen Angel, we had, well, we have Fallen Angel, we had Seize My Day. There was another one planned at one point, but they ended up scrapping it, so we won't be saying that. And the rest of the stuff is just, it's just going to fall into obscurity, because they would rather focus on new things than porting over most old things. I think they consider M new enough, and especially since those are all originals that they can pull from, and a few like modern licenses from stuff from people that are already around. So to them, that's still a good enough source. I don't really care for Devil Spirit. I like Devil Spirit as a song. I don't really like working with it. There are some interesting charts, but I don't really feel it fits that great. Oh yeah, Screamo Rock. Just hire MTU to make more originals like that again. Alright, so now we need to look for Doof Senk. Where's Doof Senk at? There it is. Oh, if you're talking about the song for Growling lyrics, that was the Art Sailing Over Truth. That one was good. that's really fun, and the song is a good fit for the game. That's good.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
That's good. It's a good one. I think out of like all of the licensed stuff, this is definitely one of the stronger ones for Phoenix.
Next
Whoever
stage.
picked this one definitely made a good choice. This is a good fit for the game. That title card is also really good. Really good. Like it definitely like really like gives those some good pop vibes right there. It's good. Yeah, whoever chose this, you did a good job. You did your job right. Because I'm like looking at this entire batch right here where I am, and the only two songs that I even like are freaking Because of You and Alive. I don't like anything else. Okay, I like Viola Sniper. Viola Sniper is good. Everything else is just kind of like to me.
I like Odin.
I don't really care for Odin. I think Odin's just not DJ Genki's best. And I don't even really like I don't like Genki's music to begin with as a whole. So I'm pretty biased.
I like it way more than other stuff. Big Daddy.
Yeah, I will say it is better than Big Daddy. I think Big Daddy was not cut very well in this game. It's better in My and whatever other games it's in. I had more fun with Big Daddy in My. Flash Out I just don't really care for, but it has a fun set of charts and it's a good BGA, so I can excuse it. Hold on, got something flashing over here on blue sky. There we go. Distracting me. That animation's really good, but I don't need that playing like every 20 seconds. Yeah, like just this whole little batch right here. This is like the top out of everything, and then Because of You and Alive are great too. Which is funny because those were also in Chrono Circle, and I enjoy playing those there as well. Alright, let's check out D16. Let's check this out. What did Mr. Conrad do here? Tricky 16th burst for being all half double. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good way to do half double in this range at this BGM.
Wow! New record!
That is a good one.
Next stage.
Yeah. Like charts as a whole, the quality has been great so far. I know we haven't played anything hard yet, but it's nice to see some lower charts that are actually like really more carefully thought out. Oh man, you did not want to be around me when I was grinding in Chrono Circle then, because I took forever to get the PG It was funny because the sync on that in Chrono Circle is really weird to where the hit sounds were actually throwing me off. So I ended up turning them off on my my Perfect Circle video and then edited them back in using a different sound recording. Because I was playing that for a while. I have to go check the data, but I'm pretty sure I played a live master at least like 60, 70 times. Anyways, let's loop back around to originals and let's start playing all the other stuff. I don't think we're going to get any more K-pop this game, but considering we have 22 K-pop songs, that's a pretty good chunk. Yeah, that's the thing about Phoenix, is that the folder is so big in just a short amount of time, but people don't really want to branch out. And I kind of get it, because like a lot of old music, older originals, people don't really want to touch. It's not their musical taste, but you got to do it at least at some point, see if you like it or not. Because some things are definitely guilty pleasures. Like Money is crap to play, but I love Money as a song, which is why I wrote a UCS for it.
People are just scared to get into an older chart.
Yep,
And
but sometimes...
I don't realize that a lot of those charts are way newer.
Yeah, a lot of those old song charts are newer charts that were added over time, like Dance With Me. Dance With Me has none of its original charts. All of them are gone. Every single chart for Dance With Me in Phoenix is a chart from at least NXA and up. Yeah, I would love JMOB. Tutski, hello ma'am. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's just MSQ being MSQ back then. I really wish NX2 Arcade was a little bit more spread out among step artists, because MSQ did a lot of that work and it kind of shows. That's surprisingly intense for a 16 starting right out off the bat. I like Tech as a song. I just don't like doubles for it. I think it's a little too mechanical. And the other singles are more interesting. The singles are interesting. Like, give us Osing's Stop Chart. That one was really good for double. And it would have really fit the feel of the song. A good solid Osing chart. Definitely on the harder end of 16s though.
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, I actually like Phantom Intermezzo a lot. Like, you listen to Phantom Intermezzo with some decent like sound system or speakers or headphones, and it's actually fairly pleasant to listen to. It might not be as iconic, but I actually like it more than original Phantom at this point.
Game over!
And it also has a really neat set of charts. Alrighty here. Yeah, and it's been like that. Like the only so D21 was added before in XX, and before then the only two charts that weren't performances were the other single and double, and they just nobody ever bothered adding to it. It's like, why? Like I've not understood some of the logic behind that, other than maybe time constraints, but you also have like 9 to 10 step artists on a team. Somebody can write charts for it. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a little weird. It's funny because Asif doesn't even have that many. It's like 4 charts. Night Duty at least has a little bit more. And it's funny because Night Duty actually has its original mission chart edited as a normal chart.
It doesn't have super slow down.
Yeah, they took all that out. First they nerfed it and then they just took it out. I think in Fiesta EX it was either 1/4 BPM or 1/8 BPM. I can't remember which, but it was slow. Well, they have in the past, but I guess they just don't really care that much. It just depends. I don't know. Maybe we'll actually finally see actual charts for Close Your Eyes to stop the song from being completely useless in arcade. Because what was added to Rise is actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, those were actually pretty fun. A little weird, but it was nice to see the song actually get used. Can we please do that for arcade as well? It doesn't even need to be hard. It just needs to be used. Yeah, like previous games, like from mid-prime onwards all the way to XX, they started really adding, but they have not added a whole lot of revival charts in Phoenix. Well, even through like the intended life cycle, there was a lot of stuff added. That's not too hard of a 20. It's pretty easy. It's a good one.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Yeah. It's a perfectly simple but effective chart. It's very much Osing's normal style. And that's a good thing, because Osing did good work. Like, Osing might have trended towards making some of the more straightforward things, but he knew what he was doing. So.
I wouldn't call chicken wings straightforward.
Chicken wing?
Want this one?
Chicken wing? On a hip hop?
No, chicken wing. Esplanade.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because A, that was still his UCS phase. He was still figuring things out. And it was just a very turny run because we already had S20. What is S20? So he had to make it more distinct, so he had to make it harder. And otherwise, it's pretty much his typical style. Yeah, I had actually completely forgotten that. But I feel like that still falls under his usual style, like his Prime 1, like UCS stuff. Alright. Now, I've seen O-Ring do this and get this in one try, so we're going to hopefully do the same, but I'm not confident about the ending. Didn't even manage to make it like halfway through without getting it right. Not pulling an O-ring. I got it good at the very end, but at least I didn't break combo. So it should be 1-1. Okay.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
I actually got the part I was worried about, because I was worried I was going to miss this at the very end. It's not super hard for 22. It's definitely an easier one. But it can take you off guard and kick you.
Next stage.
I don't know. It's definitely on the border because it feels about the same as Left and Strike. But with a long break in the middle. It's a good one though. That's a good chart. We can try to clean it up at some point. Alright, into doubles. So now we're going Sunny charts. It's quite a bit different in style. I like the movement used in that. That's definitely perfect for Sunny patterns.
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow! New record!
It's quite a bit different from how it approaches it compared to S20 and how you move. It's good. Just
Game over!
yeah, I think he could probably do it. I think he could probably hit that pretty good. Alright, now we gotta get that 24, which is a little relentless at the very end. Whenever Sunny takes over for someone and makes doubles that are not based on somebody else's singles charts, he's pretty relentless. Because Fracture Temporal immediately comes to mind, which is a good chart But man, that thing is hard. Like, Fracture Temporal is so fun, but it's also a pain in the ass for the right reasons. Yeah, I think that's a good thing in your case, because that tells you to really fix up the weird stuff. And that makes you more balanced in the long run. Alright, 4 MC. Okay, so I saw this like once or twice. So it won't be a sight read, but we're going to see how a first play goes. Yeah, play to your strengths, but fix your weaknesses. That's what I always say. I got spooked by that one pattern, sorry. I got tricked by that one pattern and then just kind of fell apart a little bit. Still triple less than the first try.
You're the best! Wow! New record!
This is a good chart. And it's not too hard for 24s. The ending will throw you off the first couple times, probably though. Everything else is very manageable. And very fun to play.
Next stage.
Yeah, I think out of everyone on the team who is available to take over for doubles, I think Sunny was the right one. I think Sunny was the right one for the job here. Yeah, you've got an interesting scenario since you don't really get to play consistently. You know, Dotsky, you kind of take after me and J-Boy in that regard, because both of us definitely consider our doubles much stronger than our singles. Like, I would absolutely say my doubles are much better than my singles as a whole. Now, I've tried to fix that over the years, but there are just things that I'm just not good with singles. Anyways, this is a good song. This is a good set of charts. BGA's, you know, it's car racing, but it's a good car racer one. Like, they have some good energy. Like, I think Adrenaline Blaster will remain my favorite car BGA, but this one is also still very good. And if Adrenaline Blaster did not exist, this probably would be the favorite. Yep, you are certainly Carrie, which is why I know you like singles more. And there's nothing else. Alright, now we can chill for a bit and play some of the easier charts here. These didn't look too hard, so we should be okay, at least the uppers. I didn't see any of the other lowers yet. intense.
Absolutely perfect!
Well, I'm gonna say like Repeaterman is also not really the best chart to begin with. I think that was HP just really being bored. I like the opening run, I like the ending, but all of the long anchor runs in that chart are just really, really uninteresting. And I guess you could use it for practice, but it's just, there are better charts to play. Even for just like anchors. Like, yeah, you can use it as kind of like a technique practice or a stamina practice, but it's dated at this point. Hey, look at this. This is like every even from 14 to 20. See, Conrad loves adding a bunch of charts usually. We definitely have like kind of a more gradual increase as we go for difficulty in these charts.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Like it looks like Conrad wanted to kind of take the layering approach. You start with a chart in the middle, and then you add a little bit more, change it up a little bit for the next one. Then you add a little more, change it up again. And I think for this song that works. I think for this song that'll work. I am enjoying this song a lot. I'm good with that. I want to know what y'all's favorite songs in the update have been. Because I think musically, this and Doof Sync are probably the best fits for the game. But 4 and T was also really good. So, hard to say. Oh no. Yeah, that's a problem, man. You should go fix that, I hope. Ugh. Here, fly to the US and you can have as many credits at my place as you want. That definitely won't be a huge dent in finances. Yeah, rent comes first. That was a mood when we lived in our old place. Yeah. Well, the thing is, we've also gotten tons of Hyun in like his typical style. Like we have like Ultimate Eyes and Harmageddon. Like I think stuff like this is kind of cross-related, but it's not a cross song. It's just kind of reminds me of Cross Ray in that regard. But then we have stuff like Macaron Day, or in Chrono Circle we have what's Hyun's song in Chrono Circle again? Shoot, I can't remember.
Story.
Yeah, Starry Story. Yeah, Starry Story, which is very not typical of him. Good one. Good job. Angel, hello. Long time no see. Hope you've been well.
Absolutely perfect!
That's a good one.
Wow! New record!
I don't blame you. The character, what's her name again? I can't remember the character.
Next stage.
Anyways, yeah, the character is just kind of weirdly drawn, so.
It's ported from. But I still had idea of characters in advance and that to play.
And then just threw it in, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the very early beta I was playing.
No, y'all are not wrong. Like, Macaron Day is definitely on the lower end and probably the weakest Hyun song in the whole game. In all of, like, Animiro's game stuff. Y'all are not wrong in that regard. It's very forgettable, unfortunately. I think we remember it more for the memes with making it Macnom Day instead of the actual song.
And now without gimmicks, it's even more forgettable.
Yeah. At least the gimmicks, like, spiced it up a little bit and made you pay attention. Now it's just, it exists. I mean, the charts aren't bad, but the song just exists. Alright, this had a decent amount of run, but nothing too bad. Like, last I checked, it was like nowhere comparable to something like Ragnarok, so we should be okay. It should be a pretty simple 20 to get through. I'm actually not a fan of Cross All. I think out of the 3 in the game right now, that's the weakest for me. Like, both chart-wise and musically. I do not like the vocals outside of, like, Heart of the Middle. Anyways. that's a 20. It's a really fun one, too. Good one.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
That's a good one. Definitely one of the more memorable ones. A lot of good things happening in this chart. A lot of good things. Conrad definitely knew what he was going for. Yeah, like that's very well written in how it follows the music and still takes some risks. Good use of some corner jumping, good use of the rolling brackets, which thankfully I didn't get a grade on. Nice use of 12ths and jacks, just everything just fits really nicely. So definitely one of the strongest charts in the update, and I'm sure the others will be just as good. But I'm gonna have to work for that last one, because Conrad 23s at this BPM they tend to get pretty hard at the end. Because Versailles right next to us was exactly that. Actually, I just realized we're sandwiched between two other Conrad songs. Because both Versailles and Showdown are his. Yeah, like we used to call them flams a lot too, but really we've tried to like keep flams as just like isolated. Like there isn't anything around them. So if we have just like a continuous set of these notes in a run, rolling bracket makes more sense mostly. We just all have weird terminology. Especially those of us that have like music backgrounds, and then you come into the music game community and see everyone refer to this and that, and you're like, what?
Does it annoy you when people call burst triplets?
Yeah, but it's I've made peace with that, but
I didn't.
I'm surprised you of all people have problems with that.
Why not?
Anyways, oh yeah, we were talking about like number of charts. Look, there are 12 charts for this song. Like, Conrad wanted to have his fun. Bye, Box. Get some sleep, man. Thanks for stopping by. Lower chart I have to fix later. I'll just do that off camera. Good chart, bad play. Whoopsie.
Absolutely perfect!
Wasn't even nice for it. Couldn't even make it a nice miss.
Game
Let's take a
over!
quick break. Because anybody who didn't catch the beginning of the stream, this is actually a new pair of shoes. And I'm going to show why I have to replace my shoes every, like, 6 months, or at least the soles. Because that happens right there. That happens very often. And my toes just burn right through the soles. And this is a new pair of soles, too. Like, this was, like, replaced, like, a handful of months ago from a different pair. But I need to change at least once a year anyway. Let me see the other one. Let's see the left side. That one's actually not as worn down. But you can tell, like, the Nike logo is, like, completely gone. I burn through shoes really quickly compared to other people. Which is funny because I can wear work shoes for a long ass time. Dark Souls. Can't wait to refer to 1948 D29 as the Dark Souls of Pump. Anyways, bad jokes aside, let's continue with the apocalypse. That kind of sounds bad without context. 3 more charts here, and then we'll probably play. I don't know what we're gonna play next. I think I do want to do Lapis. Expecting those rolling brackets at the end, those flams. Hey, Rura. Hey, it's good. Okay, I did get a break. Wasn't sure what I got.
Wow! New record!
It really depends on your pad. And like your general environment, because some things will just be too grippy on some pads and then others will be like actually too slippery still. Because I can definitely tell you that old pair of shoes right there was often sticky on this. But I go to like UFO in Austin and play on their machine. It's always slippery there just because of like the floor being tile. There's like not really carpet. Whereas like this carpet is very like thick and kind of absorbs everything. So you often end up with a very sticky shoe. Right now my balance of slip is actually pretty good, so. Like, I have a little bit of slip, but nothing overly bad. Nice. Okay, we got away with that one.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
I don't understand barefoot play. That's like that's my thing. Even if I'm just like at home messing around with settings barefoot, a stick everywhere. And I am always afraid I will cut myself on metal. Socks I can understand to an extent, but like barefoot I'm like, Like whoever plays barefoot, you are like incredibly brave and or, well, let's just say you're taking a risk, and I hope you don't get hurt.
I would be surprised if in the news they just walk barefoot around way more because of climate.
Maybe.
Because their feet just more used to that.
Like I can get that, but I still would not use my feet on bare metal regularly with all these corners, and these are like newer pads too.
I feel like barefoot plays a lot of Indonesian thing.
Well, I ain't their parent. I'm Pump Grandpa, but I ain't their parent, so they can do what they want. Like that's on them. Now at this point, I want to take care of my feet, so I would prefer not to get calluses. All right. I know the ending of this is pretty hard, but I don't remember exactly what happened. Ow, that hurts. At the very end.
Unbelievable! You are the best!
Oh.
Wow! New record!
Wow. It's not as stamina intensive as Cross Ray, but the effort you need to do the runs is on par with like the harder parts. Well, Ignis is Ignis, that's his own thing. But this is a lot harder than it looks. Like, you really have to cover a ton of ground.
Game over!
To the point where even I'm having trouble. Like, it's good, but in order for it to flow right, you have to put in a lot of effort. And it's tough. And if you fall behind, it feels like crap. That's a very neat chart, and it's very, very Conrad. But he still manages to do some cool different things. So, yeah, definitely the right person for the job here. Good job, sir. Here, let's take just a quick break before we jump into Demon of Laplas. And then we'll probably do Glitter Gleam, and I'll see if I can go for another 45 minutes or so. I want to finish by 5:30 my time. That way I have enough time to eat, rest up before work. We actually will have guests over on Sunday. Like Tusa and his significant other will come over to play, so we might stream then. Might do some co-op or something. Did we even get any new co-ops this update? I don't think we did. Yeah, we didn't get any co-ops. Yeah, we got stuff to fix, so it's just going to be other stuff, but maybe we might fix up a few of the other things on Sunday. We'll see. Worst timing. Worst timing. Right as I get up. Alright, let's go to Demon of Laplas. Where is it? It's over here. There it is. I'm kind of laughing because we have Curie and Wyvern P next to each other. Because I know they collab a lot, so it's just kind of appropriate their songs are right next to each other. Hey, Region. I don't think so. I don't think we had any new charts for old songs last update. I can't think of anything. I think they've been kind of slowing down on that because they've been so busy getting Rise ready. Because I'm modifying over 200 songs charts and making a whole bunch of half doubles based on doubles, or sometimes just brand new things. That's a lot of work. Alright, let's check these out. This won't take long. And then we'll go into Glimmer Gleam and finish out for the day. I thought that was going to end up like another God Mode 2.0 where it was very straight, but then it gradually started adding more turns and became more interesting. That's fine how it is.
Absolutely perfect! Wow!
Yeah,
New record!
it starts straight and then it gets gradually more twisty. And I think for this difficulty in this song, that's a totally fine approach.
Next stage.
song also ends before it becomes like too monotonous. Like it's just the right one. All right, Mr. Curie. I wonder how he approves of this chart. Definitely a chart to practice your toe taps, so that you don't overlap your notes, like I'm doing. Learn from me. I'm gonna have to work at that, but that's a very cool 20. I think that might be among the best 20s in the game now.
Unbelievable! You are the best!
Because that really
You
takes it.
did
It takes an idea and dials it up to 11.
That's why I call it HTTP.
No, it's nowhere like, it's not like HTTP at all. This is more of a continuous style. Rather than like piece by piece by piece. This is more continuous. It's really good though. It's really, really fun. And I'm gonna have to just work at it. But I'm... Like, Nimgo really hasn't been missing when he makes his high single stuff lately. Like this Queen card comes to mind. Like, he's really trying hard here. Like, we've said this in the past. We prefer weird Nimgo over boring Nimgo. And we've seen a lot of weird Nimgo, which is great. Like, I think I've talked about this in the past too, but like, Spam himself was just like, I like Nimgo charts because he does different things. And that's kind of what you expect from somebody who was a former producer and step manager. It's like, you have to have somebody who's willing to take risks. And he's good at that when he's not being boring. As long as we don't get another God Mode 2.0 situation, we're okay. Because all the singles for that outside of S21 have 0 turns. Okay, let's look at these. This I haven't seen yet. I assume it'll be very similar to 17. It's perfect. It's a perfect 20. Good job, sir.
Wow! New record!
That might be his best 20 in the whole game. Definitely his best B20. That is really, really good. Like, I don't have anything else to say about it. That chart was basically perfect for what it needed to do.
Game over!
It's not just simple runs. The runs have complexity. They're balanced. They match the song still. And there's other things happening. He cooked. He cooked. It's like, I don't care what anybody else says, that chart is actually perfect. Like, you seriously cannot improve that chart any further. It is about as polished as you will get in this series. And for a modern 20, that is about as interesting as it gets in the best way possible. This is when you have peak pump. Like, you can tell when, especially when Nimgo likes a song. When you can tell he likes a song, he will try extra hard with it, and you'll get new ideas. You'll get different things. Like, just in Phoenix alone, we have this Queen card. What else we got here? Steez. My brain's just like malfunctioning. What was from the contest? Crimson Hood. Tomboy. Doubles for Eternal Universe. Doubles for Human Extinction. You can tell when he likes it, he will try really tough. He will make it really good. And he's not afraid to experiment. Definitely one of the most influential people in the modern era of punk. And it's kind of a shame he's not like full-time staff anymore, but he does some funny things, especially with his wife. If you've seen their videos together, they are very funny. Anyways, let's get this last chart for Laplace. Alright, I already forgot what this looked like, aside from being like very single-spaced. In terms of ideas. That's not right, but okay. Got away with that. Also amazing. But it's very, very hard to read for me. It's really, really fun though. But I will need to spend some time on it.
Excellent! You did a really great job! Wow! New record!
Also a perfect chart. And like I said, this brings several skills together. That's a big common complaint for me for a lot of modern Phoenix stuff,
Next
is that they
stage.
rely entirely on straight runs and brackets for a lot of the difficulty. Stuff like this definitely contrasts that. This has a mix of skills you need. Especially the turning. The turning is not easy for 144 BPM. You have some tough turns. And it's good that he really leans into that. Yeah, it's perfect. It's great. I need to spend some time on it, but that's perfect. Good job, sir. I think chart-wise, this right now is the highlight. Like, everything's been good, but this is the highlight for me. Alright, Box already went to sleep, and he doesn't like this next song to play, so we can get through Glimmer Gleam. I love Box, but he said he didn't really enjoy it. Alright. Shout out to Bommy and C Spheres for the BGA. Like, it's just so cute. It is. It takes advantage of the repetitiveness. It's fine.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
For what this chart wants to be, this is perfect how it is. I think this is about as good as you'll get out of a difficult year. It's just barely an 18. Just because the patterns are 30 seconds are a little hard. I like it. Like, I can understand why people won't. But I think that's appropriate. And gets about as much of the song as you can. Like, this is definitely a song where you can't take a normal approach. You have to do something less conventional to get the most out of it. Now, if that's going to actually apply to these upper charts, well, we're going to find out. Because maybe they might be themed a little too hard here. But we're going to find out. Let's see. Like, this song's going to be the last thing I do for the day, so. I might actually go back to Demon of Lapis for my last song and play that D23 again. See if I can get a better score. the song doesn't feel overly repetitive when playing it for me, so I think that's fine, especially if it's pleasant to listen to. And it ends before it's too long. Nice chain. Maybe not as good on single.
Wow, you're awesome!
What a count.
Wow, new record!
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say a weak no on that one. Like, I get what you're doing. It starts fine. But about halfway through, the idea's already played out too hard, and we needed to switch to something else. Because you can only do so much with singles patterns, and it kind of ends up a little too monotonous. Like, I appreciate the idea, but it's too much.
Game over!
It's too much of the same thing with a singles layout. Like, we needed something else. So, kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to like that one a bit more. It will be a challenge to fix, but I don't know if I'm going to play it much outside of that. But that's okay. Here, let's check out the other stuff. One more set today. So we'll do the last two charts for Glimmer Gleam, and then we'll go back to Lapless. That's very silly now that I'm thinking about it, because the preview for this, like here how it cuts to the end of the song. What was wrong with just like using this part onwards? Like, that's the end of the BGA right there. great. Like, that's a good chart for it.
Absolutely perfect!
That sheeps, yeah.
Wow! New
Sheepy.
record!
Sheepy.
Next stage.
Yeah, something like those. Yeah, honestly, I prefer that way over 21. That's a cool chart that does take advantage of like different ideas and moves them around enough to not feel so repetitive. I think Spam style works well here because he has a lot of harder movements on his 30-second bursts, and this works with the song. Because if the bursts were easy, they wouldn't really like pop out as much, and I think having the movement involved really helps keep the chart afloat. So that's a good one there. Well, we're gonna see if D23 feels a little better here. That's much better as a doubles chart. Much better. For first try.
Unbelievable! You're the best! Wow! New
That one
record!
Yeah, because your pattern variety on double is so much better. And that idea really does take full advantage of it to where it's not repetitive and boring. It's quite challenging in a good way.
Next stage.
Like, I would much rather take something like this over, like, All-Tail. Like, anybody who saw my stream the other day knows I hate playing All-Tail in this game. Now we have a song that's, like, kind of similar in style, in terms of, like, musicality, but it feels much more suited for the game. It's not 30 seconds longer than it needs to be, and the chart feels a bit more appropriate. No, this one's good. I don't like S21. I think we needed more ideas to flesh that out because on singles there's not enough pattern variety to keep it interesting. On double, this shines, and this was the right call. What's up, Shane? That being said, next Doan song we get. As much as I love Stam, please pass on to the next person so we can try something different. Because we've had, as far as Doan songs goes in Phoenix and Rise, since we're here, we have confirmed 1 Dolki set of charts, 1 Nimgo set of charts, 2 Spam set of charts, and we don't know who did Ursa Type for Rise. But I think it's time to pass the baton to the next person for whatever Doan song comes next. Okay, we're gonna do Demon of Blacklist one more time. Because that was really fun. And I want to cap off with something really fun. Want me to do? You jerk. I see what you want me to do. Okay. We'll fix that next time then.
Wow! You're awesome!
Alright. Fix it next time.
Wow! New record!
There we go. We're about halfway through the update. We've got 3 world musics and 2 shortcuts left to play. So we will save those for next time, whenever that'll be. Like I said, Tuso will likely be here on Sunday. We'll probably play some co-op together. Maybe play some of the other new stuff. But in the meantime, I've got a raid target in mind. I want to see if they're ready. Let me see who I can find here. Are they going? No, they're not going yet. So, I will send you over to someone else. We're going to raid the lovely Hockey Dabbler. If you don't know Babs, they are a wonderful host, wonderful friend. And they are going to actually be playing Secret Agent Wizard Boy and the International Crime Syndicate for the next Frame Fatales marathon coming up. And this is a really funny run. A really goofy game, really funny run. And if you are a person who likes Harry Potter concepts without actually supporting Harry Potter, which is probably about everyone here, you'll fucking love this game because it's a great fucking parody. So I'm going to send it all over the Babs. She's probably finishing up her attempts for the day. Go cheer on, go practice. And I'll see y'all next stream whenever that'll be. Thanks for watching, everyone.